Hey, welcome, people of life, light, and darkness. I'm coming on now because I didn't come on earlier because I totally changed out the schedule for my videos. So now is pretty much a random conversation time. Let's see. And I was trying to do some more designs, and I ran into some issues trying to do that. So I was like, hung that up and decided to go ahead. I was going to come live earlier than this, but I was too tired. I don't know what I'm I did that.
Are you ready? Are you ready? I hope you're ready. Are you ready? 'Cause I am. Said I'm ready to party. Yeah. Yeah. Grab your coat. Get your keys. 'Cause whatever you're drinking, it's on me. It's on me. Stay here if you want to. Say what you want to. But I got a party. I needs me a party. Came here to get you, but I can't wait to grab me a partner and put a rug up tonight. I found a place, yeah, where we could boogie. Boogie now. I found a place, yeah, where we could boogie. Boogie. Oh, are you ready? Are you ready? I know you're ready. Oh, I'll be ready. Here we are. Said we're off in the party. Yeah. Let me wet my throat. Get 2 or 3. Then it's on to the dance floor. Follow me. Stand if you want to. Stare if you want to. But I got a party. I'm up in the party. Glad that I got you. And it's alright. You got you a partner. So put a rug up tonight. Yeah, I found a place, yeah, where we could boogie. Boogie now. I found a place, yeah, where we could boogie. Boogie now. I found a place, yeah, where we could boogie. Boogie. Oh, I found a place, yeah, where we could boogie. Oh, side to side. You're side to side. Dance. Oh, side to side. Dance. You're side to side. Dance. Oh, totally feel it. We have to be feeling cause you want to, rock cause you have to, cause ain't it party? Show number party. I told you I had you, and we just might find another party and put a rug up tonight. I found a place, yeah, where we could boogie. Boogie tonight. I found a place where we could boogie. Boogie tonight. Side to side. Yeah. Yeah. Side to side. Yeah. Yeah. Side to side. Yeah.
All right. All right. But I will start the conversation off like this. When as you know, I'm trying to complete my current project, my current writing project. And I already have my outline. But the most important thing in the beginning to have is your ideas. That's your foundation, which will change on you. Will change on you. And can possibly change. But when you have a strong foundation already, you have a strong foundation, and I can use that. That means you know where you want to go, your subject and everything on your story, and you're good to go on that. Like that's the main important thing, knowing where you headed to, where you want to go, where you want to be. Like this. This is kind of like your outline. Oh. But you have your outline, which is kind of messy. Like that. Oops. You're gonna start with your log line. Your log line. Can you see that? I know it. I mean, it's not looking backwards to me. I'm just gonna have to pull it up. Your log line, which is your number one thing. Oops. And it's a story, it's telling what is the story about? What's your story about? Okay. Hey, the life of Wade, welcome, brother, welcome. Yeah, I didn't go live today. I was very, very tired, so I did not, want to not like go live at all. So I waited too late. Waited too late because I know that it was busy online anyways. So, and then I changed my whole schedule for my subjects because I was like, this is the weekend. So I just relaxed and let myself go into dreamland, relax, and do what I love to do. Do what's fun to me, what's exciting in life for me, which is working on this story whenever I can get it together. But I think I'm at a spot where character is an issue for me. But within this log line, you got instructions, you got you telling about the story, and then instructions. And then you describe each of the following major beats with no more than 2 to 3 sentences bullet pointed under each element. And then you're going to have to get your opening scene together. Your opening scene. So you're going to pretty much outline it with log line, instructions, and then number 1 will be your opening scene. As you can see, number 1 will be your opening scene. Number 2 would be your theme state. Number 3 is going to be your setup, which theme state. Okay, they got page 1 for your opening scene. Okay, of the script, and this is for screenwriting. Means screenwriting. But if you're writing out a novel or a book, you're just going to start writing. You don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about the steps for the screenplay like you do for a screenplay. But even for the screenplay, it's easier if you go ahead and write out your story. You already know what your story beginning and the end. So just write. Don't worry about character. Just let your dreams and imagination run wild on that. And that you already have that set up. And then all you have to do is put things in. All you have to do is stick everything in place. And then you have to work on the harder parts. I call harder parts. And that's making it come to life. Making it come to life with your characters, how to do your characters and you you got to put a lot of work into the characters because that's the important part. We don't want flat characters. Hey, Emmanuel, welcome. Yeah, I'm kind of like early in the morning today. And then after I said the theme state is 5. It's going to be after the opening image and all the actions that take place within that page 1, Then you're gonna go and you're gonna be in the theme state. That's point number 2. You're still in Act 1, as you can see here. As you can see, this is how you're gonna set it up in the beginning. And then you have all the rest of these. You have a lot, okay? Okay. And then you have the rest of these. Page 2, because that was 6. It was 5, 6. Okay. And you're gonna have 7, 8. What's on this is different? 10, 11, 12. Okay, this is better right here. This one's better. Then you're gonna have 7. I don't think y'all can see that too well. Can you see? You can probably see that better. You're gonna have 7, 8, 9, 10. Which is B story. Okay, I see. And B story is pretty much your main character. And it's like leading up to your plot. It's still leading you up to your plot. So yeah, you're gonna have, this is perfect outline. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm sorry, y'all. I got kicked out. Yeah, I got kicked out. But pretty much, yeah, once you get your outline together, you're ready to start. You're ready to start knocking out things, getting it. But it's, with the screenplay, and then sometimes you'll struggle over a title. So you'll have a title, but then you want to change it because ideas will pop in your head, and that's the problem. You need to write down every idea, every note, and make sure you keep up with your notes. Right? When an idea pops in your mind, don't think that you're gonna probably remember it. Always write it down. It's important to always write that thought down. And I have that trouble because when I'm driving or I'm doing something, that's when those good thoughts come. When I'm driving, when I'm busy. And then I have to, luckily we have the phone with notes. What do I do with my phone? I'll show you how I keep my notes. And then I was supposed to, okay. Oh, I kind of got my paper mixed up because I had a lot of extras. a lot of extras, and some were typed and some weren't typed. Some because I had printed. I know what happened. I had printed out what I had typed into the computer. That was the difference. But I also left off this. This is you're gonna have your before you have that first scene page. You also want to have the title, the genre of your story, who the screenplay is by. Okay. Pretty much, this is the document, the type of document you want to have right here for when you submit your work. What I'll do is, actually, I can do it now, and I can pull up a better example on the computer. That way you can see it clear, and you'll have resources to go to as well. You have resources to go to as well. But once you get to a space where you don't have to you have freed up space in your mind. You don't have a lot of other things on your mind all the time. 10 million things on your mind, and you are like in that quiet space where you want to think. That's when your creativity heightens, and you're able to, things will start coming to you really easily. When you, the less stress you're under, the more creativity comes to you. And that's like, majority of us, it's every night when we sleep. It doesn't even have to be at night when we sleep, because some of us sleep on a day, like me. So it's every time that you're sleeping when things are coming to you. Things come to you. And what is that? I got this book, which helps with your creativity too. It's Thinking Right. And it comes with a meditation CD. For meditating. But some of the things it talks about, like programming your subconscious mind. And one thing that I really liked, it was talking about in here how people, majority, like the really good, great writers, they utilize their dreams. They utilize their dreams, because some of us don't know that the dream world is our reality. Oh, and this one is good. Interacting with your characters. Interacting with your characters. I'd say that's the number one way that you're going to bring your characters to life, is make them real for yourself. Because I noticed that when you're talking about a certain subject and you're on chat or something and you're chatting with people, that's a great way of getting dialogue as well. That's a secret that I figured out. And what I would do is my back and forth helped me, bring a real whole person into the story. Because you gotta have personality. I don't think I have my book with the personalities down. Let me see if I have that. I have it. I had gotten a book, and it helps. You have a whole list of different characteristics of different personalities. So you know that when you writing your character, you have to make when you make go for a certain personality, you have to maintain that personality. So you have to know something about various different types of personalities. So that book comes in hand for me for that. And then because I don't know, it's kind of like some crime in my book, crime in my story as well. And I know nothing about crime scenes. You can also use, in it, you can either go and deal with a real person who, like, you can go and deal with a real federal agent. Let's say if your main character is a federal agent, and interview them and kind of use them to build your character as well. And so interviewing real people is a plus for you as well. But that work in the different fields, because we don't know. Like, I don't know what it's like to be a police. You want, especially if you want to be intellectually honest in your story. Some people, it depends what type of story it is too. If it's a fantasy story, you can make it whatever you want. You can have the police. It doesn't have to be anything based in facts. But if it's kind of something that's true to life that you're writing about, even there's some movies, they don't even do things true to facts. Like I heard Law and Order. They don't do things true to facts. To true. So their details are not always something that a cop in the movies is doing. That doesn't mean they do in the real scene. So we see a lot of that. But the main thing is, the whole main thing of it all is, like I said the other day when I was doing the walk, it's not ever think that anything's too tough for you to handle. It may be a little hump you have to get over. But once you think it out or talk it out, you might just find that it's not, that thing that got you hung up is not as hard as, it's not as serious as you made it out to be. It's not that serious. And I don't believe in writer's block, so I don't even deal with writer's block. I just think that like I said, it requires meditation. It requires relaxation. That's all. It's not anything to do with writer's block. I think the most hardest thing for me when I was in college and I was trying to focus to do my schoolwork was the way I was sitting in the hard chairs. I wasn't relaxed. I found that it was my relaxation, whether I was relaxed, played a big part of it. And then sometimes you can be too relaxed. And then, you don't want to be too relaxed, but at the same time, you don't want to be discomfort because that's going to interfere with your thinking and how you're trying to, what you're trying to complete. I found that the most comfortable place for me was the library. Being in the library, there's nothing like being in the library. It keeps you up, but at the same time, it relaxes you. So you get that happy medium when you're in the library. Versus if you're in the house or you're in the classroom, in the classroom setting, it's hard to get anything done. There's too many people around. At home, it's too relaxing. So sometimes the best place to go is the library. That's the way I feel. That's my thing. Or even in the car. The car is a great place to be because it's kind of, you got that relaxing, but you know you have to stay alert as well. It's kind of like you got that constant reminder, I have to be alert, I have to be alert. So you're not really tired, and then that's actually when you're driving, that's when all your ideas come. And like I said, I was going to share with you how I keep my notes, where I keep my notes. If you got, every phone has a note place. Every phone has a note place. And these are all my folders where I keep notes in the phone. Let me see. Here's the notes. It says notes. And it's that app. That app right here. Where's it at? Yeah, up here. I'm sorry. Can y'all see that? So when you're driving, you don't have to reach for a piece of paper or anything. You just push on the notes, fresh new thing, and then jot down that idea real quick because you'll get to where you're going and you totally forget about what you were thinking. And that's not a good thing at all. At all. But everything's different for different people. Like I said, the library is comfortable for me because I have that happy medium, but somebody else may feel totally different about how they do their work. I know I cannot work in the office upstairs. That's why I got rid of that office. Unfortunately, I had to get rid of that office. Being at home and working, you kind of have to have your own space that doesn't remind you of being at home because it's too comfortable. So, it's not a bad idea to rent out an office space because I know they have office spaces that you pay for now each month. They got buildings. We have buildings like that where people I think they're called career buildings or something. And excuse me, family. You can pretty much rent out a space, but nothing beats a library, though. To me, nothing beats a library. The library will always be that number one spot. And then in the library also, it's not, you can also take a little nap and take a little break. Many times I fell asleep in the library because I felt like I was overdoing it and needed to relax a little bit. So you got that. You got that sense, you immediately wake up after the little cat nap and then get right back to work. Where at home, you may never get it done. Yeah, I love libraries. I always look at their architecture. I look at how clean the atmosphere is and everything. I would love to have my own library. I love libraries. There's something about a library. I know I fell in love with the library in California, but the one in Coronado, because I stayed and I hung in Coronado a lot. And they had a nice library. Yes, you are so right. The library is a perfect place. Setting is quiet and relaxing, but it also provides you with a place to focus your energy. Exactly. And then they have books. They have books galore. So if you need to do any more further research, or you need to add, things might arise, even though you have your computer, but you may need to go to a specific source for some information. You're right there in the library. You don't have to worry about that. But in the house is good for certain things. It is good for brain. Like if you're just writing. Now I'm saying the deeper part, like the detailed parts, like the outline and like actually getting your um but no, you can do that at home. But doing the outline and stuff is good to do at the library, I think. I would say. You writing your story, you can do that anywhere. Like when you're just relaxed and you just write, you can do that anywhere. You can do that in the car when you're waiting outside in the store, or you can go to a parking lot, park, or at the park, and just write. Just no holds bars, just write down everything. Just write out everything. And then, but for the most difficult things, when you're like I said, researching your character or stuff like that, but you can do that at the library because that's more tedious, like the tedious work. Like, I think I did that when I was in school. I knew that certain things, if I sat at home, I would never get it done because I'll fall asleep. So I had to go to the library. Or go to the library after school, at the school. Yeah, my mom got us into the library early, and I fell in love with the library. So now I try to get my daughters into the library, and they love the library, but they have to be the one, the youngest one. She, when she was little, it was hard she was loud and obnoxious. And, you know how little ones are. They're a little bit loud for the library. And want to run all over the place, curious about everything. Okay. Me too. There's a library up where I'm in San Jose, in the city called. It's a beautiful little library, and in the back they have a huge bay window looking out onto the field and railroad track. That's nice. That's beautiful. Yeah, I always like the architecture of the libraries. Yeah, I do. I really do. But, yeah. So, what else do I want to talk about? Let me see. Oh, plot. Okay. Really, we have plot. And I found this book. This book helps you to get your plot together. It's not a plot whisperer. And actually, you can put your stuff in here. You can actually write in here. Let's see. They'll ask you. You can write to help you. Help you with your characters and characters' emotional development and stuff like that. Ooh. So this can be a helpful tool in successfully getting your plot together. Hey, hey, Monica, welcome. She said you're in between Ram, screaming hi. Yeah, I'm not gonna be on here too long. I'm about ready to go. I think I'm getting sleepy now. But yeah, that's the plot. There's some books that help you with your plot. Like I said, scenes of crime. You can talk to people like Monica. She can help you with, in her profession with the law. If you want to be have integrity in your work, within your work, honesty, and you want to be true to form. You want it to seem like it's very real, like it's realistic, all the way to forensics. I didn't go to school for forensic, so I had to have books to help me with what the crime scene may be like, forensics may be like, you know. And that's if you're going to be a crime writer, period. Crime writer, period. Police procedure, investigation. I also got, so I got those. I got the emotion, creating emotional characters, so they're not, so they could be like real, and stuff like that. Because you don't want a flat character at all. You want your character to have, and if you got a lot of characters in your story, you got to work with each one of those, to bring them to true form. So it's not, when it comes to character, it's not just, but it's just not like it's easy as one would think. So, for me, at least, it's not easy with characters. And then the dialogue. You don't want a boring dialogue between two people. That's why I said being on social media, how it helps you with dialogue is you're talking to people constantly back and forward, so you can make something out of those conversations. Because you're dealing with other personalities, other real life to people that are conversing back and forth with you. So what I used to do, my other phones, I used to also have notes of those. I don't know if I still have those notes. But those conversations. I have so many notes. So many notes. But one thing is keeping up with your notes as well and staying organized. Like, you pretty much should. I think I really highly recommend keeping a file system of your notes, because the notes that you get is pretty much things that you're going to tweak and change within your story once you get it together. Like, my title has totally changed. I found the perfect title for my story. The first title was all right, but I was able to define it better with another title. So, but like I said, your dialogue, you just make copies of your typed conversations you have, and that'll help you not be have a boring conversation, because especially if the conversation is related kind of to, it's like an interaction. You know, you can put that personality in that interaction. You know, that's how I'm trying to say it'll work. But if you're talking, don't think that you can use that conversation per se, because it doesn't have anything to do with your story. But it's just what knowing the back and forward, you know, that kind of thing helps, especially when you're not, you know, you need to hear that voice, that other personality, because you can't, I mean, you can sit up and kind of talk to yourself, but talking to myself in the head back and forth, it's so hard, it's so difficult, it's so difficult, especially when I'm dealing with a totally different personality. I'm trying to get a, you know, grasp a hold of what that other personality is going to be like, you know. And then if you can remember from your past experience as well, with personalities that you had to deal with in your life, that can also help, you know, help you. That's a big one, is other personalities, taking personalities of people in your life and utilizing them, their personality in your story to build your character. So, yeah, I'm ready to get out of here now. It's been fun so far, my friends and family, but I'm getting a wee bit tired. But let's see what it says. Dropping things over. Yeah. So, with that said, if no one else has anything they want to talk about this evening, I did want to. Oh, there was one story I didn't get to go over. I didn't get to go over this morning. Hmm. Good. Hmm. Sorry about that, family. My camera, it keeps kicking me off for some reason. It just keeps kicking me off. Let me see here. Hmm. I need to figure out how to shrink it quick. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, I shrinked it. That's good. Okay, and then I had one story. Oh my goodness. I have the hardest time. Oh my goodness. Okay, got it. Got it. That's too funny. It's still too funny. Okay, let me see. I can't remove myself. I don't know how to remove myself from here twice. Before I did know how. Let me see. Okay. Oh, how did I start echoing? Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna have to bring back up. Good night. Nice talking to you too, Emmanuel. Thank you. Yeah, my thing is starting to act up. My connection. What I'll do is I'll have it set up better where you can actually see those documents. When I do the unboxing, I'll probably have those documents pulled out so you can get a better detail of those documents. All right.